All right, we've talked a lot about testing metals, testing different things. Let's talk about some of the things you might expect to see clearing out a garage sale, clearing out a storage unit, at an auction. Let's talk about unstamped silver jewelry. Again, most silver jewelry is stamped. A couple of instances where it might not be stamped is Native American jewelry, turquoise with the coral and handmade from out in the Southwest. Most of that's not marked sterling. Most of that is just silver, but the American Indians decided, we're not going to stamp this. But again, you can use your non-destructive tests because you don't want to destroy a piece of turquoise jewelry. Because we were just talking with the camera crew here. They said, what about silver? What's going on here? I said, well, most silver's scrap. But Native American jewelry does sell for a premium, so you would probably take a look at it, maybe file it lightly. If it doesn't react, maybe use the test. Make sure it does the nice bluish white color on there. And that is something that could be not marked, that is still worth something. Let's talk about pocket watches. Oh my gosh. This could be a separate subject on its own and some of the things I've seen with people. Pocket watches are always well-marked gold, but there's a lot of tricks there. Now, if it says 15 years, 20 years, 25 years warranted, it's not. If it says warranted 14 karat, it probably is. Warranted 18 probably is, but why am I saying probably? Because just like today, 100 years ago, there was bad guys, and as my dad would say, no good nicks in the business, trying to make you buy something for something that wasn't. One of these cases was the Duber Watch Company. I have had probably, in my lifetime, 20 to 50 dealers come in here with a pocket watch that they said, Chris, I bought this watch. I know it's gold. It's marked 14 karat Duber. It's gold. And they look and they bring it to me, and I look at it and I start thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to tell this guy that he just spent $500 on a watch that's worth $50? So what I do is I take a look at the watch. I check near the hinges. I examine it with a loupe very closely. That's one of the things you can do. I examine it for wear spots. You will see wear spots in gold filled, and then you can drop the acid directly on the wear spots without damaging it, and it will bubble green. Now, what if it's in really great shape? Well, another thing that you can do is you can take a look at the inside of the case, and there's a lip on the inside of a pocket watch case. Now, when you open up the watch, it flips open. The dealers will know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you can always come in and ask me. You open the watch, it flips open. You drop the acid between the lip of the watch and the back of the case, and I guarantee you, if it's not gold, there's a solder spot in there. It will start bubbling green. And what is the rule? If it bubbles anything, it's not gold. And again, I know you want the watch to be gold because you paid $500 for it, or you want the watch to be gold because someone's offering it for $100, and if it's gold, it's worth $500. But that's what happens. 90% of the time that we run into the problems here is when someone brings something in and we think, oh, we're getting a good deal on this, and we don't take our time with it. We don't do all of our tests. We don't do our due diligence, and we get caught. Another thing that you can get caught with is a lot of these things that are coming in from China. I have separate videos on these. There's lots of fake Chinese coins coming in. Again, that's a different video I think I've already done. But again, one of the biggest things that I would recommend is when someone's trying to lay you away, and what I mean is make you pay money for something that's not real, it's generally a bigger item. It's an item that's going to cost you $500 or more if you make a mistake. So anytime you have a big, heavy item, anytime that you're going to lose whatever you're not comfortable losing in your budget. For me, it's $500. I don't want to lose less than that, but for me, I get pretty upset with my staff if they buy something that can cost me $500 and they don't say, I did the acid test, I did the file test, I did the streak test. I guarantee it. Most of the times, well, I forgot to do that. I forgot to do that. Do your due diligence. If it's going to cost you money, definitely file it, get it done, and do it right. That's what's going to save you. Again, take a look at the piece as a whole. If you look at it, I tell people all the time, this is one of my big things, is they'll call me up, they'll say, Chris, I got this piece in front of me. Is it this? Is it that? I walk them through the tests, and they'll say, it still looks a little funny to me. Do you know what I tell them? You're there. It's your gut. If your gut's telling you there's something wrong with it, this is more for the people on my side of the counter. If your gut tells you there's something wrong with it, or the deal's too good to be true, or something just doesn't quite jive, stay away from it. You don't want to make that mistake, because when your gut tells you something, there's a reason for that. So trust it.